Hi everyone! Today I want to show you how to make a fun fringe shirt. The unique fringe on the bottom is easier to do than you think. Also, this shirt started out as an oversized men's shirt, and I broadened the seams to make it an empire waist, as well as added some fun to the sleeves. If you want to see how I did it, then let's get crafting! I'm Tara Monster, and I like to make things. Today you might notice I am rocking a Murder Paws shirt. This is one of my very own designs, and it was inspired by my crazy cat. And now let's talk about today's shirt. This shirt is a Butt Club shirt. It was given to me by a dear friend to support a local cause, the Butt Club. It's a consent campaign founded by LGBT stoner sex workers. They provide education and resources for people who need it most. And they've been working with Riot Kitchen, which is a mobile food truck that gives free food to protesters and activists in the Seattle area that need it. Check my links below to get your shirt and support these two amazing causes. And the first thing I want to do to this awesome shirt is to add some fun fringe on the bottom. And then this shirt is a little bit too big for me. It's a unisex large, so I'm going to take in the sides and give it a nice feminine V-neck. The first step is to mark how long you want your fringe. I want my fringe to go all the way up just below the start of the design, which is also right above where my pants line is. So I'm going to mark right there. And next I want to mark just how much I want to take the sides in. Go ahead and mark on each side. Now let's take it to the cutting table. The line is about 8 inches up from the bottom seam. Make a line all the way across that's straight. And now that we've made our line, we're going to cut off the bottom seam. And now it's time to cut the fringe. You want your fringe to be about 1 inch. Make sure to cut through both sides at the same time, all the way to the line. Make sure to cut your last strips in half on each side. And now you're going to pull all the strips until they curl. This step is very important, so don't forget it. And now that we have all of our strips stretched into nice ropes, we're going to start knotting our fringe. Take 2 strips that are next to each other and tie them into a square knot. And keep doing that all the way across. Make sure that you aren't tying the ones on the bottom together, just the top row. And just try to make your knots as even with each other as you can. And now that we have a few knots, I'm going to show you the next step. So I moved the bottom strands out of the way so you can see a little bit better. See how we tied all these ones together? Now, on 2/3 of the way down, so 1/3, 2/3, we are going to make another knot. And these are square knots. we're gonna do that with all of these. And once you pull your knots nice and tight, they will hang a lot better. So make sure and pull them very, very tight from both sides. And now we're just going to go ahead and do this all the way around the bottom of the shirt. Just keep pulling down as you are tying your knots. And that will really help give you more length. And this is our last one. I'm going to do the V-neck right now. In order to do that, you want to fold it in half along the back and cut out the back part of your neck, just following the seam all the way until you get to those shoulder seams. Just follow right along underneath it. Looks like that. And now we're gonna lay it out flat and mark just right where we want it to go down. I'm gonna put it right in between here. And then with our ruler, going to make this nice V-neck line going all the way up to the shoulder seam. Gonna do a little chalk line here. And then you're just gonna wanna connect it across the seam with your other cut. And do the same on the other side. And there we go. And then I'm gonna fold the shirt in half, so that way all the cuts on the sleeves will match up perfectly. And I'm just gonna put some cool little slashes down here, just about halfway down. And then stretch these out so that they make little ropes, just like we did for the bottom fringe. Great. And now let's do the sides. And so we're just gonna measure in how far we made those, just to make sure that they're exactly the same amount on each side. So it looks like 2 1/4 inch. And that's where we're gonna cut into. And I'm gonna start right under the armpit and do that. And I always cut about 1 inch apart. And if I wanted to, like, I could do this all the way down. But what I'm gonna try this time is I just wanna bring in this top part and maybe have it go out a little bit. So kind of like an A-line. Stretch these and then just cut through the 2 loops here. Okay, and then now I'm gonna go ahead and try on the shirt. So that way I know that I'm tying these knots in and bringing the shirt in the exact right amount that I want it. And if I decide that it's still too baggy out here, I can always continue my strips, but I just want to try it on first and kind of see where I'm at. And now that we have our shirt on, we can take a look at those side strips that we cut and just make sure that we get them tied in to the right amount. It looks like I am going to tie mine in all the way. So it looks like that. There, and that actually brings it in a lot on that side, and then we're going to do the same to the other. There we go, we got our sides in. And you know, looking at this, I think I do want to go ahead and keep probably bringing it in till about here. So I'm just going to cut some more and then tying down as I go. And now you can see that I have just tied up all the fringe on the side. And then these arms are still a little bit big too. I really love how this looks, but I want to bring them in just a little bit up here. So all I'm gonna do is the exact same thing that I did here, but I'm gonna cut strips into the arm. And now, as you can see from all the strings here on my arms, I just did the same thing as what I did on the sides to bring them in, and see now the arms look really nice and fitted and they're not too big. And then all I'm gonna do is just cut off all these extra little guys and the shirt's gonna fit me perfectly. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, please smash that like button. It helps me more than you know. And then subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell so that you can find out when I make new videos. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! If you want to see how I did it, then rings here on the arms. Please, bye!